For the few of you that listen to this, something's brought you here. That flirtation with nihilism, confusion, cynicism, skepticism, all things that distress us psychologically. And that's really so much of what this is about, is the psychological component of our indoctrination, our conditioning, our domestication. We know something isn't right here. And right, what is right? Something's off. There's a glitch. The illusion. We hear all this rhetoric about good, right and wrong, justice, liberté, this freedom to be who you want to be, freedom of self-determination. All these ideas that constitute our principles that we say are so important, and that we have structured, organized this way of life, and yet it never seems to follow through, or it doesn't seem to have any content to what it says. What are we feeling when we're just, if not self-righteousness, but then we want to understand it, but not really. We want easy to think things. That's what we've been trained. The training is deep, and we're here trying to question our training, but not really question it. We just see something's off. Do we have to all go to graduate school and unpack the deepest ideas of humanity to understand that something isn't right here? No, not at all. And most of you haven't and wouldn't. Don't waste your time. It's all there for us now. We have so much information. It's just pouring out of us. And yet, here we are. Wherever this is, it doesn't seem very good, or it doesn't seem to be providing what it says it will. The narratives are all provided for us. Why we're here, what we're doing, what our so-called choices are. They're not new. It doesn't take a historian to show us of what organized communities do, can do, will do. We look at them, though, and we say, why are we doing what we're doing? We're not sure why we're asking that, but we can understand it if we try. And maybe that understanding will provide something unlikely. All that we know is that we're told that this is purpose, this is meaning. Whatever this is meaning. And that meaning is supposed to lead us to happiness, contentment, connection, all these things that are supposed to manifest in our psyche, to then say that life is worth living. An ancient philosopher said, a life without examination is a life not worth living. Nice idea. But there's just not a lot for us to do now that we have everything at our fingertips. And we've had that same thing since the beginning. Now we think that now that we have some generated thing that they call it artificial, can now generate it for us, which it always has been so in consciousness. We can see that the virtual reality, as we like to call it, is thought systems, and that thought is the same thing. We want to say it's organic, that we've created this out of our awareness, our consciousness, our intellect, and our experience. And that our experiences based on these frameworks, lenses, provide us the guidance, the wisdom to say, how ought we to live? So as we construct the world and the lenses to view it, it then creates that framework of life. And in our current iteration of the Matrix, the modern life of this, whatever this is, modernity, some call it, comprehensive, all-consuming modern life. The grind now. 9 to 5 for some it's all sorts of different things. You have those choices. You're not a slave, or are you? But again, to say what is to frame it. To say what is to assert power. Because another philosopher said that knowledge is not power, but knowledge and power are one. When you assert what is an act of power, right? When I tell someone how to look at something, to frame it and say this is reality, creates a standard for which the what is. And if you can't see that, you're dumb. If you can't see that, you're disabled. If you can't see that, you're mentally ill. Then we create these standards of the species typical. And then those who deviate, the deviants, the disabled, the invalids, there we have our basis to say that you are not sane, whatever that is, or that you can then be excluded and in most cases exterminated. That is what seems to happen in his story. To say what is and to disagree with what is all that we do. That's what they like to call that the war of culture. But it's substanceless. It's meaningless. But because we believe, we are trapped in it. So just disbelieve it, sure. Great. But you still have to play. Uh-oh. What if you don't want to play? Uh-oh. We know those outcomes. And that's a way to see what's happening without saying this is what's happening. Which you can only say, again, going back to that, what brings us here is that something doesn't seem to make sense. Making sense. Where probably the best thing we can be is confused. And nihilism is there knocking at our door. The cynical that says, I don't believe what you're saying has truth. Because what is truth? Oh gosh. The dichotomy, truth, false, fictions. We can only say and they say, well, if something's not right, it's because of you, individual. You should look at it this way, then you'll be okay. Take this pill, you'll be okay. Give us your submission, and we'll give you the comfort that you need. As we spawned the psychology of our time, we fragment and fragment and fragment, and then we create and we create, and it's all nothing but everything, right? We can see this, but we're trapped in it. Can we be enlightened? Sounds like a word, a meaningless word. We can see it. Plato's cave, for those that you know. Can we come out of the cave? And what do we see when we come out? The what is, reality, what's happening. Can we see without a lens? To experience directly without a filter. We always are experiencing that. That's the thing. We already know it. It's the blue sky. It's always there because we are the blue sky. We can see that. So as we destroy the fiction, we don't replace it with another fiction. We are just there in the what is.